All right, I'm Sam. I'm the programming electrical captain of Team 4531 Steampunk.
And I am Joshua. I am the mechanical captain of 4531.
And we'll be going over today how we organize our team using Lean and Agile. Click. No, man, it just worked. There we go. All right. So, what is Lean? Lean is a team culture that focuses on organization and improvement of current procedures to help improve time management and improve efficiency. Some aspects of Lean are both physical and non-physical. Some of these are like organizing your toolboxes, making sure you have organized inventory, making sure your workspaces are clean and organized as well, and that especially one of the big ones is having infrequently used items out of the way, so not in your space and cluttering up other things that might be more important. Another thing too is having non-physical attributes as well. This is like organizing how different team members use their time, having different expectations to follow, keep using Lean and keep organizing their space, and focusing on eliminating the Lean waste, or the 8W. Yeah, so this is what we've applied to our team, is using foam cutouts for our toolboxes. Every tool has its place. We know if something's missing or where it should go. We also have, everything is labeled as well, so anybody can find anything in our pit or in our space. Because you can just look at the toolbox and see all the different labels. And then, yeah. Oh, yeah. Microphone.
So, I'm going to be talking about 5S, which is one of the big things of Lean. And it is these 5 different steps. So I'm going to talk about these more in depth later, but I'm just going to do like the brief one. There is sort, which is the elimination of unnecessary items. Set in order, which is the organization. Shine, which is cleaning it. Standardize, which is making Lean a culture, and they're actually like standardized procedures. And then sustain, which is passing down knowledge to students to come, so that it actually continues on. So now we have our first project, because we are doing a couple projects. So if you two would like, yes, a little activity. So if you two would like to distribute the papers, please. So what we have arranged is, it's kind of like a little example of Lean. And it shows how efficient it could be, especially in the workplace. So they're going to get rid of some of these papers, give them to all of you guys. Oh.
Does everybody have like a utensil or pen to use? Because if not, we can find.
There's a couple more here.
Yeah. Everybody's utensil. Yeah.
So, does everybody have a paper and something to write on it with? Beautiful. So, what this project will entail is, you can see the name, it is a number game. And it's going to show how Lean can work with, instead of tools, we're going to be using numbers. So what I would like you to do is flip the first page over, and it'll show you how it works and everything. So what your goal is going to be, is there's going to be numbers on the next page. You don't have to flip it right now, but there's going to be numbers on the next page, 1 through 100, and you have to mark off the numbers, cross them off, 1 through 50. So I'm going to get a timer, because we're going to see how many numbers you guys can get in.
You want me to do, I have a timer of 2.
Yeah.
1 minute?
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Gotta be quick.
Tell me when to go.
Okay, so I would like you guys now to flip to the next page. So here you have to cross off the numbers, and I will let you know when to start. Everybody have their pages flipped over? I take it. can start now.
Stop.
All right. So, as you can see, it's not very organized. And this is what some toolboxes and some physical and non-physical stuff could be like, where you can't even find the first one because there's so much stuff to dig through. Yeah, what did you guys get?
Yeah, what's the highest? Anybody think I got
6, 4,
three?
I think that's our highest is 6.
17? Wow. You got 17. Wow.
Oh.
All right.
I think they might be full.
Well, I'm going to go on to the next one. This is going to improve the process. This is the first step, sort. So with the sorting, you have to eliminate all the seldom used tools and relocate them to a different location. So if you have like a main workspace, all the seldom used tools should be away from the workspace, and all the tools that you use the most should be right next to the workspace, so you're maximizing efficiency there. So our example is we have allocated a seldom used parts and seldom used tools cabinets in our room. And these are away from our workspace, so that way we can put all the tools there and parts that we don't use too much. And we also have 2 main toolboxes, which all of the important tools can be found. So you always know where to look, to dig around the room. Common hardware and common hand tools are 2 of the drawers that we have. And this is where pretty much all of the work gets done. This is where the really tools that you use the most are. And we also have drawers for power tools, electrical tools, stuff like that are all labeled like Sam said. And there's another big one, first aid kits. We have the serious injury kit on top and the minor injury kit beneath that, because you don't want to have to dig through lift the minor one up to try to get to the major one if there's an emergency. So now that this is the sort step, if you would like to switch to the next page, it has another set of numbers. And instead of numbers 1 through 100, these are 1 through 50. You've got rid of all the numbers that you don't need. So it makes it a little easier. So we can do the timer again. If you guys want to start marking, I think everybody's flipped over, right? Yeah. Start marking now.
Stop.
All right. What do you guys got? 10, 13. So I think 13 was the highest. So it's a little better. So now that you can see that it was a little better there. So now the next step, it's going to make it even easier, is set in order. And this is the actual organization of all your tools in inventory. So like this one here, foam cutouts and toolboxes make it really easy so that you can find stuff easier. The storage racks for large parts and wall-mounted storage bins for small parts. And it says visual management system, so you can actually see through, so you can see what the stuff in the bins is, along with having a label. And the other thing about these bins I'd like to mention is you can kind of organize them by what they are. So you can have the chain section and the belt section and stuff like that. Safety equipment kept in a cubby in the toolbox. Don't have to open any drawers, cabinets, nothing like that. Nothing to stop you from getting to the important safety stuff. And again, everything is labeled for ease of use. So now, if you'd like to flick to the next page, and probably the next page after that, that's round 3. So now we're using both sort and set in order. So when you guys are ready to start marking numbers again, now you can see there's in boxes. So if you want to start. Good.
Stop.
Highest score? 24, 25. See, that was easier because if you look in the boxes, it's going to be the 1 is in the top left, the 2 is in the middle, top, and it just continues going down, so you know where to look. The next one, that's up. There we go. Shine. So how this is just pretty much basic. Keep the workspace clean, have cleaning protocols. A big one is that at the end of each meeting, clean up the workspace. Even if you're going to be back in less than 24 hours, you should go and begin with like clean workspace every day because it maximizes efficiency. So a clean workspace is easier to locate tools and inventory, obviously. And we know exactly where to look for the tools. So there's not a bunch of unnecessary stuff with sort and everything. And last one, if somebody doesn't know where something is, you can ask somebody else who does. Like captains. Captains usually know where stuff is for their field. So that one, there isn't a game for because you can't exactly clean the paper. But this one, there is one for. Standardize. So this step enforces lean manufacturing as a culture. It makes procedures for students and mentors to follow. And it enables the sub-teams to function at their highest levels now that you know what you're doing every meeting. So this one, there is one for, I believe. So if you want to flip. So if you look, I think this one, let me see one of these papers. One more. There you go. It looks a little easier, I must say. Because now everything, this is like pretty much the last step. Everything is labeled. Everything is in the right spot. So I'm going to let you guys know when to start marking. If you want to start marking, now.
Stop.
I'm probably not going to have to ask for the high score on this one, am I? Yes, you got all 49 with this one, which makes it very convenient. Much quicker than when it was an unorganized mess. So the last step is sustain. So new students should be aware of everything that you do for Lean and Agile. And yeah, just pretty much make sure all of your new members know what they're doing. So I think there are two more steps to this project of yours. So if you want to flip, this one, it's back to the mess. But what you have to do now is locate 2 numbers that are missing. So it makes it a little harder. Just a smidge harder. So this is if you had none of these steps in place and you had to find something. So we're gonna have the timer once more if you want to try to find the 2 numbers now.
Stop.
So, do you guys have any guess what the new numbers, the missing numbers are? All right. No. So, if you want to flip to the next page, again, this is the last one. This one shows you how easy to find the missing stuff is when it's actually organized. So, you guys ready to find these missing numbers? It's going to be a real fun one. Okay, everybody ready? We're going to start the timer now. What are the missing numbers?
There's a 9. There's a 6 and 6. Yeah, there is. And 9. 6 and 9. There's a.
What?
Maybe stand on sheet.
Wait, are they new numbers?
33 also.
It probably is just different numbers. Okay, I don't know what the numbers are. All right, want to restart that one?
Stop.
Oh, that's easy.
All right, that's pretty much it about the 5 S's of Lean. No, I got the erase.
Oh yeah, another one.
So the next slide that I'm going to be talking about is the 8 wastes. So The 8 wastes are 8 wastes, pretty much. And we kind of try to group them into 3 types. There are production wastes, traveling wastes, and talent wastes. So production wastes that come from having improper parts, too many parts, or too high or low quality of parts. And these ones are defects, overproduction, and I think this, yes, extra processing. So those are the 3 for that. So yeah, those are the wastes. Oh, and inventory, yeah. Those are wastes related to the production, like the production part of it. There's also traveling wastes. So these ones are waiting, transportation, and motion. So what these ones mean is waiting is when people just sit around waiting for somebody else to get something done. There's transportation, which is it's like unnecessary movements of people. So if I have a toolbox across the room and a toolbox here, and I need to go between them, it'd be much easier if they're next to each other. That way you don't have to walk as far. And then the other one, motion, is pretty much the same thing for parts. So you don't want to have your parts scattered, so you have to walk all the way around the room multiple times just to get what you need. And the last waste is talent waste. So if you have somebody that knows how to, let's say, use a mill, and when you need something milled, you want them to do the milling, rather than somebody who doesn't know how to do it. Or better yet, have them train the person who doesn't know how to do it.
So many presents. It's like Christmas.
In July.
In July. Oh, it was just yesterday. All right. So not only do we use lean in our team organization, we also use the Agile methodology. What? All right. Sorry. All right. So the whole point of Agile methodology is to enhance team communication. We've implemented, so the main way we do this is through stand-up meetings. We begin and end every team meeting with stand-up meetings. In this, we go over what each member has done this meeting and what they plan on doing the next meeting. And I also discuss what is anything blocking them. So anything like if they need something lasered and they don't know how to use the laser, that's something that's blocking them from getting it done. Or if they're waiting for a part to be ordered or waiting for a part to arrive, that's also blocking them from whatever task they want or are trying to complete. And then another part of Agile methodology is aligning your goals, knowing that every person knows what product you want at the end of the season, or yeah. And then so this is organized through as a blank, I will blank statement. So as an example, we have as an intake, I can intake a coral in 2 seconds. So it's defining itself as an intake, and it's saying what it wants to be able to achieve. And then a big part of user stories is that it has definable metrics. It's not like is fast or is tall. It's not like random like kind of subjective adjectives, but something that's definable. So I want like the lift to reach like 90 inches, extend 90 inches from the robot frame. Or I want the intake to be able to, as it said, 2 seconds, intake a coral in 2 seconds. I want auto to be, or like score like 4 points in auto, something like that. So we have another activity.
Yeah, man.
Agile. Yeah. So you're gonna probably use like a sheet of there's a bunch of sheets of paper you have, just flip one over or flip a cup. Yeah, I just need one for this first step. So since we already have groups by like the table pods, we'll just go with that. And then, oh, wait a minute. Okay. So 2 people, like you can do either a pair or like so one person, a group, they're like split in half basically. One group will work on an intake and one group will work on a lift. So you think back to like this past season, just like think of an intake or a lift and think about how like you would want that to be designed. And part of it, yeah, so you're kind of trying to see, so you kind of be like work independently of each other to see like what happens when no communication happens, how well your mechanisms or ideas will fit together in the end without having no communication in the first place. So I think we'll do like a minute, like probably a minute for them to.
We can do a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like think of a lift design or an intake design and sketch them out. But do not talk to the other group of yours that is working on the intake and see if they mesh without the communication.
Does that all make sense? Anybody have any questions? Okay.
I'll put 2 minutes on.
All right, sounds good. I mean, they're already like the pods.
That's true.
Maybe we could have that's whatever. Or we should give them more time to organize themselves. Well, that's like the point. That's that they don't. Yeah.
Is the timer started?
Yes, Ian has a timer started.
Extra minute once them figure out who's doing what.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Should have funky time playing.
I like how this is on the live stream right now. I'd be like, "Get down, Mr. President!" Oh my gosh. Oh, too much fun.
This is getting uploaded.
Yeah, no, that's why. So you're so, like you were picking up so good, but then it's like not picking like.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Josh.
Because Josh is louder.
Oh, okay. Three, two, one, and time's up. Woo! So talk with your. Wait. So then, kind of discuss with your ideas like how well. Oh yes, how well would they like kind of fit together? If there's anything that like might be like wrong with the like the meshing of ideas, just like take like a minute or two just to talk over what kind of went wrong, perhaps. Oh yeah, also show each other your designs. That's also yeah. But that's what I. Oh.
See, they didn't communicate.
Yeah, exactly. User story. As a robot, I should be able to function in this year's game.
And Riffscape is my
Wait, Josh. Am I talking loud enough?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
I think that's about good.
Okay.
I think we talked enough.
Let's give him a couple. Yeah. Okay. So then, we'll do our next step, which is user stories. Whoa. So then you'll talk about. It'll take probably like a minute. Yeah, take 1 minute to make user stories, and this involves just like talk about what do you want your lift to do, what do you want your intake to do, and we'll take a minute to do that. And go.
He could serenade us.
Danny's. Oh yeah, I guess he was in choir. Yeah.
Apparently he won a karaoke thing
You want a karaoke thing?
on the cruise ship.
That's so Danny core. That's a long dongle. That's a big dongle. Oh, this is Bluetooth. Wait. But like, look at. Ooh, that's a nice laser.
Connect one of our batteries to it.
Kaboom! 2, 1. Happy New. All right, everybody kind of got a couple user stories to like do the next step with? Anybody need more time? Think that's a good. So then you'll take another minute to redo your mechanisms. Just like look at your user stories, base it off there, and kind of just go from there. So yeah, we'll start now. Wait, can they come? Oh yeah. Oh wait. When I looked at the laser, if I like,
Double jointed wrist.
if I do that to you for,
Eye patch.
Reefscape.
So
10 seconds remaining. 2, 1. I wasn't paying attention. Time's up. So then, oh, yeah, wait, live? We'll just go. Yeah. And then now you get to discuss again. Are your mechanisms compatible or are they still a little iffy? Yeah. I think. Yeah. What's it? I gotta talk about it first.
Just go up to a group and say, are your mechanisms?
How's it looking over here? Are your mechanisms more compatible at all? Or like?
They work together.
That's good. That's good.
Oh wait, that's 40. I don't think there's one missing. Is it missing because I can't find them?
Yeah, we cannot.
Is it actually?
I don't.
I mean, so far I've found up to 84 without missing any ones. So I'm just a little.
Is this the right page? I don't know. I didn't print this out. How's it looking over here?
Good. Well, we're getting our combined ideas together.
Nice.
Yeah, it's sketchy though because like I'm not a CAD person. I'm barely a drawer, so just.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I can only do so. Yeah. Art is kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. So. Sorry.
Trick question.
Trick question. Okay, so we've kind of went. Wait, Josh, how did your groups go?
They said their mechanisms were compatible. The ones that I talked to.
The groups that I talked to said the mechanisms were compatible too. So your stories are a success. Yeah. So so we're gonna have one more revision, but before we do that, we'll have a minute to meet with your to discuss again and see what you can do better. Yeah. We'll just take a minute to discuss. I'm a wizard.
Lizard wizard. It's a magic card.
Wizard the wizard. I'm having too much fun with this.
30 more seconds.
30 more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay. So then, once you guys, everybody done discussing? Everybody good? So then you'll take another minute to do a final revision of your mechanisms, draw it out within your groups, We'll take another minute to do that. Oh, you can do volume with this too.
For the man who programs the robots.
Holy crap. I didn't know a laser point. This changes the window too, I would assume. Holy crap. 15 seconds remaining. And time is up. So then, with your new revised mechanisms, you'll take another minute to just hold another stand-up meeting. Talk about how compatible, are they still compatible? Are they better now? Let's talk about that. All right. Oh, it's the 30 seconds. Wait. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. All right, guys, this mechanism is better. Yes, head nod, yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So as you can see, communication helps a lot. If we can organize it in this kind of fashion, it helps like just speed everything along. And that's questions. Any questions at all? What is all this cool stuff?
All these technical terms.
No questions? If you ever come up with any questions, we have our email, 4531marketing@lakeshorefirst.robotics.org. So we have it. I think the QR code, I don't know what the QR code goes.
Can you share the lean game files with us?
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
I
We could
think
do that.
If you shoot us an email, we can send that.
Yeah, we can send
the
it. We
emails
can
is
send it back to you. If you need a picture of this email, write it down. Something. We'll leave it up for a bit. Well, we got.
We also have some brochures up front here that are the handouts we give out at competitions, just about lean and agile, and a little bit more detail about how we apply that as well.
So, pretty much the big takeaways from this is that the 5S system helps you to minimize the wastes, which are the 8 wastes, and lean and agile, talking to each other more helps. It helps everybody communicate, helps things flow nicer, and user stories, making specific like descriptions of what you want mechanisms and things to do helps a ton. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.